Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to an SP Patrons video today that I'm making for Jacob Good as part of their custom monthly music review. And if we switch over to here, we have ourselves a track on the screen. This is from an act named Yoga Lin, titled Wordless Groans, and we're going to listen through it from start to finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Apparently there are lyrics in the closed captions, so let's go, let's do it. I see. Fantastic dynamic range. Interesting direction with that lead melody. I mean, you usually expect it to pick up or have additional instrumental elements by this point, but we're really committing to the guitar and vocals here. Just a bit more energy in the fingerstyle here, which is all good. Interesting mixing here with the guitars on left and right. Even if I suffer and perish, she'll come back to life for you.
站在原地等候，一直到世界尽头。还有我不是神，我只是平凡却直拗爱着你的人。
Interesting. And here's the outro here with the man in the field of rocks. I think this was a tremendous song. Jacob, I'm really happy with this, dude. We're going to talk about it more, though, in the conclusion. Because welcome to the conclusion of my review of this track from an act named Yoga Lin, titled Wordless Groans, if I'm not mistaken. Now, what do I think this track is about? I think it's about someone who is looking for another, and they love them, and they try to take away all of their problems. But you just get the impression that they also sort of realize the futility of trying to make those promises when the person clearly is just not ready for that. So they're sitting there kind of waiting for the rock to change formation, trying to lift them up, realizing how heavy that is. They just don't understand why they can't find that love from that. Love from a stone, right? Or blood from a stone, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, it's interesting how that person focuses on that one rock when there are so many other rocks around them. It is an interesting track in regards to the storytelling. JJ Lin's voice here is tremendous. There's such vulnerability and fragility in that performance across the verse and chorus sections. There is variation within those melodies as well. We sound so sincere and earnest, but at the same time, we have ourselves an environment where that is almost boosted by, again, how gorgeous and gentle those guitar parts are, even when things rise up later on with the double bass, the drums, and the guitar parts on either side with the occasional keys. What's really cool about it is that there's just this sense of care and passion throughout. They never lose touch with the feeling and emotion they're trying to communicate. It's just that as more context is provided through the story as well as within the instruments, that is a constant that remains the same. The person doesn't change. I think that's more meant to sort of represent where Yoga Lin is at with the story. They're sort of not really sure what to do. They're kind of stuck in place by it. The track itself is around 5 minutes long, and you start with these guitars and they're so quiet, and you have Yoga Lin singing lines, and you have that for a while, and it's enough to create an environment where it's almost like you're being led into somewhere you shouldn't be. It's a place where it really is Yoga Lin putting their heart on their sleeve and inviting you to take a look at it, just to get lost in it. It's so effortlessly encompassing, especially when those guitar parts with the reverbs and the misty layers that come in on the sides later on, and they're quite loud on the sides, but it almost wakes you up with how sort of in your face they are. I think that while I appreciate the arpeggios and the chord transitions and the fingerstyle and the variations within that in regards to the intensity, the speed of the notes, etc., the development of those core riffs into more elaborate ideas, especially after that first chorus, it really does cherish and celebrate the dynamic range of the piece with, again, how the double bass isolates those root notes and organically has this kind of gritty sort of like movement throughout. The drums being relatively minimalist, working with the cymbal and sort of drum patterns there. Not doing too much. The drums weren't trying to be more than what anything else was. They were simply, I think, trying to be a supportive device. They were there as a way of illustrating progression. Again, even if the singer necessarily maybe wasn't necessarily doing that or going that way. The keys in this mix twinkle. They are really pleasant right-hand melodies there. very easy to listen to, no complaints whatsoever. They harmonize effortlessly with everything else that is going on within this arrangement. And just you grow and you build, and it comes down after everything comes in for that interlude section in the late third. Then it comes back up. And it's just this really special journey you go on with Yoga Lin, with him exploring this concept. And I appreciate the artistry involved despite not having the most ridiculous instrumental performance. It's a track where you got everything you needed from the story and the storyteller. Things, the atmosphere around it adjusted. And it was just really, it was relaxing to listen to. And there might have been some sadness in there, but it's like a calm sadness, like we know that we're able to sort of process it in a safe place. Very simple chord progression there within the theme, not overcomplicating it. Relatively accessible melodies there within any of the sort of sub-leads. Yeah, it was effortlessly well arranged. Things were nicely niche within the stereo field and frequency spectrum. That's a similar comment for the post-production, the studio production, by the way, which is commercial grade. There was dynamic range. Those things were not the same loudness all the time, which I think was really special, really much appreciated. The guitars, keys, bass, drums, etc., and then the vocals in the center with presence, not needing to overcomplicate with additional sort of sung parts. We smashed it and made the most of the 5 minutes. There was no filler, and it was nice and loud without pumping, so the bus compression and limiting was handled effectively. This is my review of this track from an act named Yoga Lin, titled Wordless Groans. And hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show them some love via their various social medias and their YouTube page, and stay cool and stay safe. And please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next ASP Patrons video. Spiderhands out.